Hi everyone, I hope everyone's doing well, and today we're going to take a look at my new dash cam, the Coxpal A11T. Now when I was shopping for dash cams last year, I actually ended up buying this one, the Coxpal A90. This is last year's model, and that's because it met all of the requirements that I was looking for in a dash cam. You know, it had to have good image quality with a wide field of view, it had to record in front of the vehicle, but also it records the interior of the vehicle, right? Because I like to include sometimes while I'm driving for my vlogging. And then also it had to be discreet and small so it doesn't obstruct my view when I'm looking at the windshield. And then it had to be reliable. And that last one is hard to determine until you've owned it for a while, right? And I can tell you that I've had this dash cam for over a year now, and it has been 100% reliable, not one single problem. So let's walk around the new model, the Coxpal A11T, and I'll talk about the improvements they've done over this one. All right, so just looking at it like this, you can't tell the old model from the new model. They look identical in every way, shape, and form, front to back, right? The only way you can tell the difference is by the model number on the back. Now looking at the new one, the biggest improvement has been in the resolution on the front camera. Last year's model would record in 1080p on the front and interior at the same time. However, the new one now does 2560 by 1440, which is 2K, and then it'll do 1080p on the interior. So that's a pretty big improvement. Now, you don't really need more than 1080p on dash cams, but if they're going to give us more resolution, I'll take it. Now, they've also improved the precision of the GPS unit. Now, I didn't have any problems with the old one, so I'll just have to take their word for it, but this supposedly has also been improved. Now, let me walk you around the design of this dash cam, and it's the reason that I bought last year's dash cam. If you notice first, on the front, there's no chrome ring around this lens. So many dash cams have this giant chrome ring to, I guess, give you some impression that maybe you're getting a high-end camera when you're not. They just kept this matte black. If you have a chrome ring on here, you're going to be able to spot that from a mile away from outside of the vehicle. This is much more discreet. Also, the surface is in sort of this satin, almost matte black color. So many dash cams use like this shiny piano black color, which reflects light really like crazy, right? But this one is not so bad, you see? So I like that. So it's very hard to see this dash cam from outside of the vehicle because of the matte finish, the lack of chrome ring, no red lines and paint or orange. I saw a dash cam with orange paint on the front and then red lines over here. It's crazy. Now going over to the top, and this is one of the reasons I thought this dash cam would be more reliable than others. And that's because of these little heat vents out here on the top. Now this is the USB-C port. These are the pins for the GPS. But these vents here was a clue, right? But not only do we have vents here, we also have vents on the bottom. And when I saw this, I said, you know what? They put some thought into the design of this dash cam, because what happens is when you have this in your car, you now have a natural flow of drawing cool air in the bottom and then allowing the heat to escape out the top. And it's very simple, right? But when you look at the dash cams, you don't see that on every dash cam, if any, other than this one. And that was one of the main reasons I bought this brand last year, is because of that. I said, if they put thought into designing the heat vents on the top and bottom, what else have they done to improve the reliability of the dash cam? And that was really the only clue I had. Now they also claim to have, you know, heavier heat sinks and also high heat resistant capacitors inside. And I don't doubt it, because my previous dash cam, the Coxpal A9D, has been 100% reliable, and we have, you know, 100-degree weather out here, and I've never had a problem with heat or bad image quality or the you know, device failing. All right, now going to the back, we have some distinctive design elements here. One is we have this very large D-pad here, so it's much easier to navigate through the menu and the different settings, and then a center OK button. Because a lot of dash cams, they have these little tiny buttons underneath the screen, which, you know, are kind of a pain. I much prefer a large D-pad to kind of operate it. Also, the interior camera is adjustable so that, you know, you can point it more towards the passenger, more towards the driver. Whatever you need to do, once you have it installed, you can kind of tweak the angle of the interior cam. And then the screen here, it's not very large, but it's just large enough so that you can see what you're doing. They've also doubled the capacity of the micro SD card that you can use up to 512 gig now, which gives you about 32 hours of recording of all three cameras, meaning about a week's worth, I'd say, is about what I'm getting. And you also now have the rear dash cam, so you can record events going on behind you should you need, you know, a video of that as well, and that can be very helpful in any kind of cases you might run into. Now let's go to the front of the vehicle where I have the main unit, and it's adjustable. You just tilt it forward and backwards to get that perfect angle, and it stays perfectly in place while you're driving. And then when you start your vehicle, it'll automatically turn on, and you'll see the logo. And then I'd say it takes about 5 or 6 seconds to boot up before you actually can start recording. And then maybe another 30 to 60 seconds for the GPS to pick up and give you your location. And here you can see also the two wires going up into the headliner. And I got a pretty clean installation. They give you this little orange like prying tool to help you kind of tuck the wires in behind all the different nooks and crannies in your car. But I really didn't have too many problems. I got this installed in about, I'd say, 30 minutes altogether. So it's a pretty fast installation. And I'll just kind of walk you around kind of the couple of spots where I need to do a little bit more tucking here and there. And as we go around to the rear, I actually ended up with a couple extra feet of wire. So what I did was I just kind of tucked all that extra wire behind the headliner there, behind that rear camera. And then of course here is the cigarette lighter plug, and it needs to be switched so that it turns on and off with the ignition. And then operation is very simple. With the D-pad here, I can toggle through cameras, I can do snapshot recordings, etc. But here's a nice view of the front. Clear day, beautiful day to drive, nice blue skies. And then here's a view of the rear dash cam, which I probably need to point up just a little bit higher. I might do that after this video. But good clear view there. And then the interior, nice view of me, the passenger, and the rear passenger area that's not directly behind me. And here is a drive at night. It's a cloudy night, so you see a little bit of reflection of the clouds, but nice clear view at night. And of course the interior with the infrared lights that come on automatically. Now let's take a look at the web app and the computer app. Alright, so now we're connected, and you can see that the lag is pretty minimal between, you know, the camera and the phone. I mean, I can't think of too many applications you want to use your phone to see what's going on here, but what I would use the app for is mainly just to play back, you know, past videos or to download them. So let's select this one, and we can download it. It takes about a minute or 2 minutes to download a 5-minute clip, but let's just play this one, and then let me rotate it out, and you can just kind of see that it plays back all your videos just fine. And you can select, you know, front camera, interior camera, or rear camera. They're all here. And the app will also let you change to different cameras, like this is me now, or you can go into the settings and change the settings directly here rather than doing it through the D-pad. You can just do it on your phone. You can also download this Coxpal media player. They have it for Windows and Mac. I'm showing you the Windows version. And since the video files have all the GPS data embedded into them, when you play back the video files, it'll show you exactly where you are on Google Maps. So that's pretty slick. I really like this. And the audio is recorded as well, so gives you a full experience. And speaking of audio, let me let you hear how the dashcam sounds straight out of camera without doing any kind of processing, other than just adjusting the volume a tiny bit. But this is pretty much what it sounds when you play it back straight up. Alright, so this is a quick audio test of the Coxpal Dashcam. This is the new version. And in the previous version, I was a little unhappy with the audio because they set the volume or mic input way too low. And, I called tech support about that, and they said they did that intentionally to minimize road noise and other kinds of noises. But to me, it was just too low, and you really couldn't hear what people are saying unless you crank the volume way up. Or if you knew how to post-process, video, you could amplify the sound that way. But for the average person, I think getting this kind of device, you want to be able to put the video out and just hear what people are saying without having to do any kind of post-processing or cranking the volume all the way up to maximum to hear what people are saying. So I'm really happy with the upgrades they've done this year. I mean, they've increased the resolution of the front camera, they've doubled the memory capacity of the SD card that you can use, and they've also improved the audio quite a bit. And then on top of that, they now include the rear dash cam, so you get a more complete picture of any incidents that might happen. And that's really why you buy a dash cam, right? You want sort of that peace of mind and security that you've recorded the incident, and now that you can do both front and rear, you have a more complete picture of anything that might happen. And in terms of reliability, like I said, I bought the one last year, the previous model, and it has been 100%. I have not had one hiccup with that particular device, and I expect this one will give me the same reliable performance that I got from last year's model. So I hope you found this video helpful in determining if this is the right dash cam for you. I mean, it certainly was for me, but either way, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.